Hello, all you fine people. Thank you for coming to my stream, and good to have you here for a Fulfillment Friday. It's always good to see the folks, hoping that everyone's feeling well, doing well, just enjoying, well, the final full week of September. Though I'll also understand if you're not, because, boy, I have a stigma about September. I've had tough times in the past. And boy, howdy, this September really drove that point home. Is it superstitious? Yes. Is it illogical? Absolutely. Can't change how I feel, though. Oh, my goodness. But we'll do our best to be positive here in the now. So, with that in mind, let's say hello to some good folks like Blue Griffin, Swordbreaker 12, Cosmina Inspira and Adam Leisman, Infinite Warlock, Misty Dolphin and Luna Brony, Nicholas, Ven Pie, my bud MLP Trinary. And let's see, I know I saw a Cherry Fluff Belly Official on the earlier, before the stream officially started, and as well as an Ender Pup. And I see Pokemon Fire Eevee and Michael Bullington. How's up, bully? I hope you're all doing well. Blue Griffin, yeah, wake me up when September ends. Well, I figure that's what most people assume I'm doing, regardless. Oh, but here we are, and there he is, Immortan Joe, a rather bizarre character, in my opinion. But it works. He works. Hello, Scootaloo Dash. What's up? Well, thankfully, not too much crazy at the moment. I wasn't streaming last week because I was up in the mountains on something of a creative sabbatical. And in doing so, I really feel like I recharged the batteries a little. I was able to sketch, to get invested in some shows, including, let's see, I watched K-Pop Demon Hunters, but the news of Charlie Kirk and then the follow-up of ABC's cancellation of Jimmy Kimmel, or at least indefinite suspension, that weighed on me. But so I think I need to watch K-Pop Demon Hunters again when I'm in a more positive mindset. Also got into the Dragon Prince, so I've been watching that rather consistently. Alrighty. Ooh, Enderpup, I should be awoken by the spooky rattle of scary skeletons. Spooky, scary skeletons send shivers down your spine. Anywho. Oops. Guess I don't need that widget anymore. Here we are. It's Fulfillment Friday, and my goal is to create some manner of costume for Silver-Quill based on Immortan Joe from Mad Max Fury Road, because he is one magnificently freaky fella. So we're going to start off with just Silver-Quill. There he is, looking at you, saying hello. Ipremon565, it is almost October, and that's why I'm eager to see September slide on out. We'll try again next year. I guess that's all I can say on that. Alrighty, so let me turn on my computer audio so people can hear some music while I do all my things. So I heard about China's new battery-safe ejection system for electric cars. It has a speed of 40 miles per hour, and the batteries weigh close to half a ton. Egads. I have not heard of this. That is entirely new. What the heinous? Very heinous. But, you know, well, electric cars, I drive a hybrid. I find it wonderfully helpful. But we're not at the, I don't think we're at the point where we can fully implement electric cars without a lot of struggles. So we're getting there, though, bit by bit by bit. Anywho, let's shuffle up some YouTube music so I don't get sued. Oh, yes, I'm going to have to I'm going to have to let the music library out of Lion know that their yearly price is $1,500, and well, that's now too steep a price. I think I could be more effective, as since I signed up, independent music libraries have cropped up where you can pay by the song. And while that payment may yet be $40, that's still better than everything else. Oh, Misty Dolphin notes that there are too many games being released in the next few months. So we're entering what Angry Joe calls Broketober. And hello, Country Shape Media. Inquisitor 751, what did you see? Did you see Dragon Prince? Or K-pop Demon Hunters? Oh, the cars. Yes, the Chinese car, with very strange standards, but an ejection seat? I figure that's what you say for when you have one of those drivers or passengers who talks your ear off. Anywho, let's take a quick look at my Immortan Joe references. Whoa, pretty sizable references. Alrighty. Come on now. Scale up for me. This is a cosplayer doing an Immortan Joe rather than the actual fellow. And I'm gonna need Joe's awards or self-made accolades, because I never really focused in on this. All these ribbons, that's a circuit board. This chain is... well, I'm not even sure what those are at the end. It looks like shell caps. But yeah, it's all kinds of silly. Anything else new, says Kenny Arcane Pony 197. Well, I've been working on my home in a grand reorganization. I think I'm getting close to where I can donate some furniture and then finally move display cabinets into my bedroom and give my study a green screen. That would be most excellent. Alrighty. Let's get these embedded so that if I have to take this on the road, I won't lose anything. Spark plugs, maybe. That's a good guess, Swordbreaker 12. I'm not sure myself. Oh, okay. Inquisitor 751 clarifies. If the battery goes critical, the system will eject it. The problem, what if you're driving and the battery goes critical? A fair question. That's asking for an accident. I rather like my idea of an ejection seat for annoying passengers, but I'm pretty sure there'd be some legal brouhaha with that. Oh, Aria Diamond, you've been sick. Oh, I know that feeling. It's awful. Being broke isn't the issue, says Misty Dolphin. Most are already pre-ordered. Real issue is finding the time. Well, there is that. And yep, Infinite Warlock. I've come to appreciate that so many facets of education and entertainment are controlled by high price points. Case in point, when I did the tribute to Jason David Frank, the footage I got of sold out toy shells was from an Internet Archive site. And that was and just those few seconds cost hundreds of dollars. I can never rely on such things again. It's just not practical. And I just don't know how to feel about that. But then you want to look up, if I want to read a paper to learn some new insights, well, sorry, you've got to pay like $30 to $40 for a PDF. And that PDF might be taken away after 3 days. It's ridiculous. I can't stand it. And yet, this is what we deal with. All right. But rather than just be a big old cranky bun, let's get going on making Immortan Quill. I'm actually going to move. Too bad I don't have like a full turnaround of Immortan Joe's noggin. Because first it goes over, under and through. That's how Immortan ties his shoe. Now, unlike a human, my persona's nostrils are a fair deal further. So, one thing at a time. One struggle at a time. There we are. Now, the ejection system, says Swordbreaker 12, currently it has spitting the battery out of the right side of the car. And it's a big hopping slab of metal. So not only does it put passengers at risk, it also puts the cars to your right at risk as you're introducing a very high power, or what sounds like a very large piece of equipment into this, just smack dab in the middle of the street. I can't see that going well at all. So, well, it's an idea, I don't think it's one that's sustainable, but who knows what the next thing might be. It'd be great if progress was always just a linear upward path, but that ain't the case. No siree. Here we go. Boop, 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 and boop. Whoop, no, not there. Not there. Ah, this is squirrely. And as I posted on Blue Sky, when I listened to the Dragon Queen in the show, it's Nicole Oliver providing the voice. So of course I'm hearing the boom and echo of a powerful dragon, but I'm thinking of Princess Celestia, maybe with her Royal Canterlot voice. I mean, Luna may have brought it back, but Celestia used it at the time. And right here. Let's have it go past the beak so everything is viewable. Whoops, that didn't work. Oh, getting another sleep study? No, trying to hear it's not wrong. For those who don't know, I have the sleep apnea. And so, once upon a time, I took early sleep apnea studies in like 2012 and 2015. Those involve going into a care center for the night. They hook all manner of diodes up to your chest and try to monitor you as you zonk out, noting any interruptions or problems. Now, with the most recent sleep study, I put a sensor on my thumb. It was a ring. Just a ring-shaped sensor on my thumb. And I just thought, wow, really? Because people are taking this more seriously now, thank goodness. And I'm sleeping so much better than I used to. Oh, here's the Celestia fan forever. Good to have you here. And Chrissy. Oh, hello, Chris. I hope you're doing well. How am I gonna do the teeth if well, this is meant to be a costume, so having some fake teeth is not the worst thing. Maybe I'll thin these down. And perhaps, boop, there we go. A bit more interesting that way. Hello, Huggles to Big Birdo ×3. Oh, thank you, Chrissy. Missing you too, but thrilled by the work you're making on a new brony convention. We could always use more, especially ones that aren't hosted by 4chaners. There we go. Whoop. Actually, maybe I won't add more. One of the things of perspective, if it's closer to you, you'll see it nicely spaced out, but as you get further away, they get closer to each other. Alrighty. Boop, 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 boop. And 50%. There we go. Now I look like I have an interesting, as people have said, an interesting little CPAP. But now it's time to get into the gums. Gum up the works. See, so let's go for try to get a moderate. Hello, Crash Bandicoot Edward. Glad to have you here. Hello, Mad Munchkin. Oh, it's good to have you here. And Lee Showrun. And Elizabeth Snowbell. You had to board a train. Oh, my goodness. Well, glad to have you both here. Glad you're working together, Maddie and Kizzy, on a new panel. What is this, S. Lee Sharon? This is, I hope, a decent Silver-Quill costume for Nightmare Night, which is based on Immortan Joe. That's one costume I know I wouldn't see in Friendship is Magic anytime soon. Sailor Moon, sure, that's all good and wholesome. Those creepy twins from The Shining, why not? But Immortan Joe, good luck with that. Huh. Ah. What has to... Alrighty. Goodness, I need to do just a quick little search. Immortan Joe mask turnaround. Turn around, every now and then I fall apart. Oh, everybody likes to take photos head on. Apply directly to the forehead. Problem is, I need a full array of designs. Ah, like this one. I realize I say like this one and it's not on the screen. Because I've got to wait for it to load, to do all the things. Here we go. Save this under Poultrygeist. All right, Mr. Immortan. Show me what you got. Oh, it's a WebP. Which is still usable. It's been a somewhat vexing for me in the past, but I think good old Adobe finally decided to learn to work with it. When I say good old Adobe, they're good until they say you need to subscribe for the next updates, and that you're essentially rented their equipment. And I say nay, how dare you? Okay. Because Immortan Joe, he has this fake gum or jaw, goes underneath, and then you have fake flesh underneath, essentially. All right, so let's choose a little bit more of this. Okay, and then we have to add the all-important butt bumps. There we are. Oh, Trinary spoiling me again. Let's see. I need to update this a little. Maybe I'll make the bumps just their own thing. Yeah. Boop, boop. I don't think I'll try to emulate blood on these things. That's not quite My Little Pony standards. And while this is not necessarily limited to My Little Pony, it is still set. Carries that spirit. Now then, I guess I'll just put some black, or actually this might work better. Whoop. There we are. And around we go. Hi ho, hi ho, it's off to cosplay we go. Alrighty. Now it is time for the teeth. And I like the yellowness of these, so we're gonna roll with that. Like this song here. Actually, the reason I really like this song is because Neebs Gaming uses it for when they used to play Among Us. Oil or green smooths under pup. That's an interesting idea. Do I want to use horse teeth? Well, let's take a... Okay, this one I will show horse teeth. Yeah, what a happy looking fellow this is. Am I in the right place? You know, I ask myself that every day. Am I really in the United States anymore? Well, they're certainly larger. Not as sharp looking, but that's okay. You know, I think that's a good idea. If this is meant to be a pony version, we don't need to have super sharp, just maybe stretch it out a little. Do not become addicted to the water, which I never quite understood. But then again, asking for sanity from Immortan Joe's crew, that's a big setup for disappointment right there. Here we go. I think I'll still keep the 2 bumps. Spooky cheese. Will it change his wings, Mackenzie Wortman? Well, I'll tackle that when I get to it. I suppose I could keep them hidden under cloaks. Or maybe... Well, I'm not entirely sure. Really, it's the mask is my favorite part of this costume. Maybe not quite so slanted there. Or there. This is the... What do they call this? The shear tool? Yes, so you shear it to the right or left. And this little crosshair down here, it's kind of hard to see against the larger bit. But that little target is the center point for the effect. Let's see, what happens if I dial this back at all? Nothing really. Okay, then we'll pull it back there. And then for the lower teeth on this here horsey, they're a bit more wavy, which, to be honest, matches the whole chin bumps. Here we go. Shear tool once again. Say right down here, slide it on. There we are. Do not become addicted to the candies, my little ponies. go. Move this over a little. Whoop, put that behind. Now we're starting to look a little freaky deaky. So yeah, maybe just a little hint of grunge. But first things first, rather than go into the super detail of all these pumps, I'm going to keep it pretty simple, because simple is what makes things, there's great wonder in simplicity. At least I certainly think so. There are times where I'm truly awed by the technical marvel of a situation, but at the same time, if it gets overly complicated, like a Michael Bay Transformers design, it just loses me. Cannot deal. Guess I've got room for a few more teeth, too. Although, if I move this back a little, and this up a little bit more, I can... There we go. Much better. Cartoon Cat Girl, good to have you here. So, appreciate you coming on back, but it's never a requirement, but no, we're happy to have you. Yep, Bender Puppet is essentially a butt chin. It's part of what makes it kind of funny. I'm exaggerating what this jutting chin. Let's try to set... There we go. Alrighty. Now then, this one's going to be a little test. Oh yeah, these... It's funny, I don't see... Oh, yeah, we're... Okay, let's see here. Immortan Joe oxygen tank. Come on, he's got... Oh, he's got that big old rubber thing behind him. I guess that's his oxygen tank. But do I get to see more? Not particularly. Okay, it really is just goes into the bag. That's good to know. All right, Joe, what do you know? All right, so we go here, go down, we go down, we go right about here. That's where another tube will take over. Tube take over, totally tubular. Cartoon Retro Boy, you've been having a good day. I'm glad to hear that. Oh, Cartoon Cat Girl, you had to say goodbye to your cat, Charlie. Oh, I'm so sorry. I understand. Okay, I'm more a dog person, but I understand the pain of that, of goodbye, and the wish that we could have more time. And then people, even when they mean well, but sometimes they say the dumbest things, like, "Oh, are you gonna get another cat right away?" It's like, well, in my case, no. We're gonna mourn for a while. I understand some people do get a new dog or cat in pretty short order, but I'm not like that. I need time away. And my poor dad, who's had to say goodbye to 3 golden retrievers, he says he can't, as much as he loves them, he can't get another. He just can't go through that again. And I totally understand. All right, now, I want to test something. Effect, what was it? Stylize or distort? No? Where's the zigzag? I know there's a zigzag in here somewhere. Warp. Fisheye, fish, sail, upper. Nope. Stylize, rasterize, blend. Pathfinder. Zigzag. I was just about to go to the search bar. Ah! What madness. What about 2.5%? Now we're getting too big. Actually, I know what to do. Reduce the size of the stroke, then appearance. Where's my appearance? There you are. Now let's bump up the size a little bit. Yes, excellent. Well, maybe I'll turn off the relative. Now let's also get some thicker strokes on these boys. Very good. Now I'm going to turn this to an outline. So now instead of a path, it's a shape. Actually, before I do that, yes, excellent. And just like that, I've created an air tube. Now, it's not quite ready yet because we need to now bring it over here, maybe darken it just a bit. Now look at all these anchor points, all these little dots. We're going to go up to Object, Path. There you are. Simplify. Can you do more with less? Well, apparently not. Apparently this is the best it can do. Well, that's A-okay with me. Delete. Delete. Ah, no. I wanted to delete that one. I have wished many times in life that there was an undo button. It's a bit of a design flaw with existence. The lack of a undo button. Okay. Anime Night 89. Now, I've been doing streaming for a while, but it's an ever-evolving process. I've realized that I would love to, like, have a webcam on me, but one, the lighting in my editing setup is pretty poor. I need to get 2 lights focused on me. And what is? Well, I need a better vantage than the camera on top of my desktop, which is pretty darn high. Be looking down on me. Yes, Gamer Brony, I am excited for Spaceballs 2. I would very much love to see what they can do. Or, you know, if it doesn't work, then it's good to ask what made the first one work. I saw a headline of or a title of a video here on YouTube. What is Halo like without the nostalgia? And I thought, well, then it's still a technical marvel that brought first-person shooters back to consoles. I just thought it was a very strange way to try and clickbait. Well, I didn't click on it. I don't know if your kids today can appreciate what it felt like to have a really good first-person shooter on a console of all things. Or the first time I played the library level. Late into the night wondering, when is this level going to end? I mean, goodness gracious. Tartan Cat Girl, you saw Spaceballs for the first time 3 weeks ago. Oh my goodness. What did you think of it? I'm interested to hear a young face. But what did you think of it? Alrighty. Onwards and upwards. Spaceballs is such a silly movie, yes. You know, my brother once got my dad the complete films of Mel Brooks, except for Spaceballs. There's actually a collection that omits Spaceballs. And I don't know why they would create such a thing. I can appreciate that not everyone goes for the Spaceballs, but I am certainly a fan. Oops, come on now. Looking good in the hood. There you go. Let's not forget Robin Hood Men in Tights, says Swordbreaker 12. It's very true. Ah, yes. Rick Moranis, I too am glad he's coming out of retirement. But, you know, it's kind of funny. With Robin Hood Men in Tights, that was one of my earliest encounters, I think, with Dave Chappelle. I believe he played Achu. Although now I've got to confirm that, lest I misinform everyone. Dave Chappelle, Robin Hood. Yep, it was definitely Dave Chappelle. Who could imagine what he would go on to create? Funny enough, I was actually watching some of the clips from Charlie Murphy's Real Hollywood Stories and Rick James. I can't quote any of it because I'm trying to keep this family friendly. But I'm Rick James. Yes, I remember wiping my feet on his sofa. Why? Because he could get another one. Alrighty. Young Frankenstein is Cartoon Cat Girl's favorite. And Dracula Dead and Loving It, as Cosmona Inspira points out. Swordbreaker has broken into Blazing Saddles quotes. It's kind of funny, you just say Mel Brooks movie, and you watch the ripple effect that goes out from it. Though there really is, I'm trying to remember who was doing this video on Mel Brooks movies, and in particular, Young Frankenstein. Oh, right, it was when the Nostalgia Critic reviewed Spaceballs. I forget his co-host, but they pointed out that one of the unique traits of Mel Brooks movies is that they often call attention away from the immersion. They want to show it's a movie, like when Dark Helmet accidentally kills a stagehand or a camera operator. Except in Young Frankenstein, where I believe Gene Wilder directed that, and he wanted to avoid that common tactic, and I think the movie was the stronger for it. But it's almost like Mel Brooks doubled down afterwards. He's going to say, yeah, well, that was his style. This is my style. Although now that you mentioned Dracula Dead and Loving It, Cosmic Inspira, I don't think he showed the camera that much. History of the World Part 1, Elizabeth Nobel. Yes, indeed. A magnificent part. Although I need to see History of the World Part 2. Here we go. Looks a little funky there at the end, but we'll fix that. Now, here's a question. Joe has quite natural hair. But should Silver have a wig with glorious falling locks? we go. Oh, Wowzer Winger, this is quite the section just for these air pipes. Here we are. Ah, the giant areas were calling To Be or Not to Be, which is indeed while it had maybe moments of comedy, it was much more of a serious drama piece. And, well, I appreciate that he didn't try to make World War II silly, especially from the Jewish perspective. Okay, we're going to have to do away with this naughty little extra. I'm just going to have those go into his back because, yeah, it's a bit more complicated, isn't it? Oops. One thing at a time here. Come on. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7. Boop. Boop. Now we need to make this orange-ish. Oh, wait, I know. I'm just trying to figure out the best placement for all this. Rather than get lost in the technical aspects, I'll just put... Whoa! Whoa, what happened there? What was that? Oh, that's weird. It doesn't happen anymore. Oh, there we go. What an interesting discovery. It's like a cow. What does this thing label it as? This is Compound Path. What an interesting shortcut I accidentally discovered. Oh, well. Now, granted, it's not what I intended, but often those are how we learn new things. Happy accidents, as a wise man once said. And let's see, let's just Move that on up. And let's layer this a little bit more. So excellent. I guess we're getting to the point now where I'll have to layer on top of Silver-Quill's body. So we're going to have to change the head in short order. Here we go. Looks like old-fashioned billows. That's a good comparison, Enderpup. Mackenzie Wortman. I'm not sure about doing a stream on Halloween, which actually let's check the old calendar. I should be aware of such things. Oh lordy, Halloween is a Friday. Huh, that's a weird feeling. I will have to think on that. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I would appreciate folks coming to watch my streams, but at the same time, it's Halloween, folks. You don't need to spend it watching me. Give yourself some time, eh? Now, we're going to try something a little different with this. I'm going to put a pin right here. Right there. Not there, but up here. If I bring this over... Oh, wow, it's actually... Yeah, I think it is actually interacting a bit like a real tube would. Well, maybe not entirely. It's kind of funky all bunched up there. But we can try to smooth it out. Whoa. Okay, now we put that all the way back. Here we go. Whoop. Now these guys need even more. There we go. There we go. Up, up, up. I think that'll work. How am I looking right now? Properly bizarre? Oh, wow. Enderpup points out that October also has Friday the 13th. Oh, excuse me, I feel an itch in my nose, but I am saving as everyone is helpfully pointing out. Appreciate it. You know, you're right, Pokemon Fire Eevee. It does look like this tube has seen better days. I'd hoped that my little trick would serve, but it doesn't. We'll try again. I'll keep that over here. I'm trying to teach myself to not always go with the hardest, most demanding process. I don't know if I'm succeeding in that regard. All right, so Le Tube, Effect, Distort and Transform the Zigzag. Too bad it doesn't just copy the last used. Oh my goodness. There we go. I think that's better. Hawkeye. Ah, no. What have you done? Oh, that's kind of funny. I don't know how this happened, but look at the end. It's like a little, it's like a chest burster. Which, going back to Spaceballs, the first time I saw that on TV, I had no idea what was happening. So when the chest burster comes out of the same guy who played the dude in Alien, the same unfortunate character, I was like, what is going on? I was freaking out a little. I was a little kid. I didn't have the knowledge or context. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime girl. You know what? I am going to consider it a personal failing of the developers of any Alien game that there has never been that Easter egg. Not like go to some secret area and you just see an alien doing that. Oh, sure. With Colonial Marines, the gamers made jokes as the glitches gave way to bizarre events, but nope, nothing from the game itself. Come on, Alien Isolation, give me a high-kicking barbershop hat wearing alien. In fact, you know what? Dance Dance Revolution could make the next one. Same guy. Yes, it was John Hurt. He got hurt. Very hurt. I'm sorry, Maddie. I'm not good with actor names. All right. Dance Dance Counter Revolution, suggests Enderpup. I'm just thinking if you had a level where an alien was dancing to Hello My Baby, I have no idea if that would attract a crowd or not. It would certainly be a fun game at parties, though. Okay, I think that looks better. All right, no, I never saw. It was the Horned King. Oh, in the Black Cauldron. Oh, Gamer Brony, I saw that scene when I was at home on TV. I wish I could have seen it in the theaters, but I didn't know any of this at the time. I was Well, my parents wouldn't have let me. I was too young. So, but it'd be more like, what was in that last meal? At least it was better than what John Hurt's character had, the special. Oh no, not again. Get this man some Pepto-Bismol. Pepto-Bismol wouldn't be that funny again until Rat Race. Oh, man. There. It's so tiny you wouldn't even notice. Except that to match up with over here, I have to take this much higher. Uh-oh. Okay, that can still work, thank goodness. Then in the back, I need to draw something of a parallel line. I'm just going to go down the very back, out of sight, so you won't know the difference. A little bit too thin on the tube? Well, let's see what we can do on that since it's all together. I think that'll work. Emphasis on think. Oh, but now I need to change the thickness to match. Hopefully a little bit better. Random silly musing from Adam Leisman. Beethoven, the film series, but with the xenomorph in the place of the dog, while keeping the dog personality. Okay, there's that scene where where the dog's growling at bullies. Picture a xenomorph doing that. That's gonna traumatize some kids right there. H.R. Giger really created a magnificent monster with the xenomorph. I just wish Alien 3 could have been a better movie, as the cast should have had. And I don't want to get into... Well, I haven't seen Alien Resurrection and don't plan on seeing it because I hear it was pretty gosh darn awful. Now, let's take a gander here. There we go, down here. And we'll pull this out a little more. Add a little arc. There we go. Now, what kind of... zoom out. A sort of dull metal ring. Or a dull metal disc, I guess. I'm getting all the dirt, but none of the... There we go. So much going on in this design. I fear it'll take me beyond this evening's stream, but that's not a bad thing. That's not looking so good. Here we go. Go and make that a little smaller. Still not quite right. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. Let's just add a little roundness to the corners. There we are. But again, it's the angles, the perspective that's vexing me. I am vexed. Here we go. And maybe just bring this in a little. I'm having far too much trouble with this one minor element. Okay. Go. Now, here's another little something I enjoy. Object, blend, make. Now, that only created one in the middle, but if I go back to blend and blend options, specified steps, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go with 6, but let's also decrease the stroke value on this guy. See, just like that, I don't have to make a whole string of these little edges. What is on my neck? Apparently it's an oxygen bag. Oh, good question, Enderpup. Will I do all the metals that are, bear the same, what is it? It's like a North Korean decoration. So many of them look very nice, but are probably meaningless. I'll make an approximation. I'm not going to go like super detailed, because that would only undo me. So once again, object blend, make. But then it only makes one, so we have to blend options. Forget smooth color, we want specified distance. And again, because they're closer together on the other side, Now, from these, we will object, expand appearance. No, that didn't work. Maybe I have to do it one set at a time. Nope. That's kind of funny. Usually, emphasis on usually, there's the expand, but that's not available right now. Maybe because these are so gosh darn different? Well, as long as they behave themselves, I guess it's not a big bother. Now then. Deselect, deselect, deselect. All right, let's put this right on top of here. Whoop. And then we just need some more gray. I'll make it the same color. Nice and simple, I hope. Make that 1.5. Here we go. Sorry, I'm not talking a whole lot. While doing this, my mind is currently fixated on getting this pattern down. Strange fixation. Did anyone in this whole... Oh. Look, the whole Tylenol thing is a bunch of baloney. Don't pay any attention to it. It's not worth an in-depth discussion. But when in doubt, talk to an actual doctor. That's all you need to... That's all I'll say on that score. All right. Here we are. One, two. There we go. There we go. Good Lord, all that for one air can or something like that. Its tongue had a mouth. Let's see, because the whole mouth tongue thing is a staple for aliens. Look it up. They already knew the other fishies had second jaws. But the eel had one afterwards. They learned predators had them. Pokemon Fire Eevee, I'm not sure which film you refer to, but... Oh, well. Let's just carry on. Whoops. Want to see how well this looks if I just mirror it. Why not? Shrink it down because it's further away. Not bad, not bad. But a little foreshortening will serve us well. Yeah, come on. Although I'm curious, how many people have seen a game trailer for something that looks essentially like a spiritual successor to Star Fox? I'm trying to remember what it was called, Sky Cutter? Or something to that effect? I was curious to see if people were excited, if it seemed like too big a ripoff. We got tired of waiting for another Star Fox game. Because Star Fox, what was it? Command? Oh, that one was so unhappy. There we go. There we go. We're getting there. Oh, okay. Okay, so apparently the whole second mouth thing is, or second jaws for predatory fish, probably in the deeper parts of the ocean. And that's what inspired the Xenomorphs double feature, which... Look, I'll tell you all a little bit of horror story. Reading a book that is based in Norse mythology, but they included a bunch of parasites that infest and replace your tongue, and in time develop control over the rest of the body. That's quite horrific concept, but it's based on an actual Amazon parasite that replaces a fish's tongue. So I had to give them props for thinking to include that, but also why would you include that? Ugh. It's a horrible, horrible thing. All right, Star Fox. Star Fox fans. All right, who here saw the Soviet Terminator AI? Oh dear, no, I haven't seen any AI trailers. Alrighty, so now I guess this should actually extend beyond and go under Silver's feathers. Until it loops around the neck. There we are. And then just a little darkness to fill in the gaps. There we go. Oh, he's looking quite beautiful. And his beak is safely contained underneath. Oop, until I did that, so. Trey Flatbelly wonders, what did the mommy coffee bean say to the naughty little coffee bean? You're grounded. Alrighty, let's see. It's true, Tornado. Some of the greatest horrors are based on reality, including Mother Nature's rather questionable practices. I remember after BronyCon 2018, I think it was, I got to go to the local aquarium with friends, and they showed the skeletons of piranha fish, and they looked so much like something out of a horror movie or an alien race. I think the Gears of War franchise may have borrowed some inspiration. So no shame in drawing from nature's own horror. How do you think The Last of Us manages to be so unsettling? Alrighty. It's time to get abolitious. Aren't we the true horror, Enderpup? We're both the true horror and the true comedy. I mean, you can lament the folly of the human race all you want, but we can also be pretty entertainingly stupid. All right, so let's get this body generally put together. Okay. But this one's going to be a little tricky. Very tricky. I mean, this might be the most difficult thing to draw since bat nipples. Tell me that isn't something you expected to hear. With this, I'll be ready for Friendship is Manly. Off the bat, not digging it. But let's see what I can do. First off, let's take this, whoops, and introduce a little bit more red. There we go. Here we go. There we go. Yes, magically inclined, I shall give crazy, crazy hair to this fine, upstanding, not quite this muscly hippogriff. I wonder if I can make it so it goes behind the three prongs on his head. Maybe I'll just hide the three feathers as a result. Yes, excellent. Another random... Oh, what's it here? Chris wants to know, if I watch anime, what is my fave at the moment? Well, let's see, I haven't been watching a lot of anime, but recently I started watching Night of the Living Dead. No, sorry. Night of the Living Cat. It is a story where, due to some peculiar virus, if a cat touches you, you become a cat. And as such, the survivors are torn because they absolutely freaking love cats, but they don't want to get turned into one either. So I've been enjoying that one. It's silly, it's certainly nonsensical, but I'm also learning a great deal about, well, cats. Now, let's see. What other anime is out there that my friend is showing me the Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear animes. Both of which, I know Blaze Blue storyline as about as well as I can. I'm a little more in the dark on Guilty Gear. But they're interesting. But right now my favorite is Delicious in Dungeon. Waiting on another season of that. Because while certain elements like the girl that they're trying to rescue, she's always got this perpetual sleepy look and doesn't have much personality. So that's not so strong, but it has some of the best world building. You could look to that very well to explain, okay, this is what the author has considered. Not only the habitat of this dungeon, but also the habitat, how that habitat affects the local populace. Blue Griffin, I too watched G-Quux, but I couldn't get into it. After a while, it's like they stopped developing the actual characters, the supposed leads, and it was just an unending stream of cameos. Kept expecting someone to go, "Remember Shaw? Oh, I love Shaw. Remember Zaku's? Oh, I love Zaku's." And boy, was Shuji just a disappointment. Me member. Whatever you do, don't eat the memberries. Ready? I think it's about time to ungroup this so I can put the... Gonna have to do something about that peck. Again, things I didn't expect to say during a stream. Hello, Hawkfire. I'm glad you're having a night at home. It's fun. Just checking through the comments here. So, I'm afraid my days in the anime fandom are not necessarily over, but whenever I go to a convention and I see how many figurines there are of all these anime girls of whom I know nothing whatsoever. And I just wonder, well, what's the current trend? What's the go-to, eh? Also, I can't help but feel a little disappointed that, don't get me wrong, I've had my anime statues or character figurines, so I know the appeal. But I also had like mini figures, Gashapon collections and the like. That seems to have just gone by the wayside. Now it's all these large figures, which after a while people cannot safely put in their home. No, that ain't gonna work. Oh, that's as far as that's gonna go. We're gonna be a little bit of a cheater and delete one feather. Oh, have I run through all the music? I really need to expand that library. Okay. Well, getting there. Guess I'll drape a dirty cloth over my haunches. Don't think I'll worry about the holsters or the codpiece. But yes, as been stated, I need that wildly reckless hair. So, where is that wildly reckless hair? There you are. Feathers. Hide them. It's funny that while I've been working on this, I think of the Nostalgia Critics review of Fury Road, where they basically put on a highly complex production. And his version of Immortan Joe is spraying people with cake glisten, saying you will walk the red carpet covered in glaze. Don't know if the Nostalgia Critic is still a thing for a lot of you. I still enjoy the videos. Though I can definitely see and understand the critique of these skits he puts together have suddenly become far too abundant and powerful. It's like stopping the review to make the joke, of which, well, I'm guilty as well. We'll see if I can't do better on that score too. Here we go. So that goes behind this guy. Whoops. Okay. Not a problem. Not a problem. Boom. Excellent. So you got Hot Toy Thor 1 and 2. Reincarnated as a slime. You know, I've heard of that Swordbreaker 12. That was one of the isekai that really put isekai on the map. But now everything's sort of a copy of that. And maybe not reincarnated as a slime, but you're still some super overpowered hyper mega being. Oh boy. I've read a few manhwa translations of stuff that's based on solo leveling. And boy howdy, that's a tough one. The layering on this is going to be a nightmare. Still, you have the nightmare once, so you can learn what you need to combat. There we go. Okay. Now, let's go full on craziness. Here we go. I'll add some strands to make this extra wiggy. Wigging out. Wiggy, wiggy. But, oh, don't I look so pretty as a blonde? I feel pretty. Oh, so pretty. Whoop, that ain't gonna work. Well, maybe it will. Gonna have to figure out how this all stacks up, you know? Just keep on expanding outward with this crazy shock of blonde hair. Or mane, whatever you want to call it. Okay, keep on going. Have it be a Karen haircut. Okay, I have to ask what a Karen haircut is. Let's take a Karen. Oh, much too short. Too short. I need the shock of blonde hair. I'm sorry, but I can't go with the Karen style because I want a full, luscious set of locks. Wonder if I should make the joke. This is all natural. I plucked all these off a pony's mane. Which pony? I don't know. Some pony. Whoops. I wanted the pen tool. Or pencil tool, actually. Here we go. Just, oh man, it's too quiet now. Let's get a little music going just for this last stretch. Well, folks are suggesting that I pluck these hairs from Blue Blood. Which is kind of weird. Blue Blood, background appearances up the wazoo, but he's never quite recovered from that lousy night with Rarity. Let's see, I need... Yeah, there it is. Still unsure about the layering, if this should go behind? Well, definitely going to have to change the layering on that. There we go. Oh. But then this needs to come up a little. Ah, so much layering. Ah! Alright, we just got to keep working on that. Move you up here. Couple silly strands coming off this way. Delete and delete. There we are. Yeah, we're going full on crazy with this one. Oh, but now that I realize this thing needs to really go out there, we're gonna frizz that frazzle. Reminds you of either Fabio or Pasta, says Peppermint Presents. And see, I saw Chrissy's got a head to Betty Bye. Ah, yes. Stay safe, Chrissy, and have a wonderful rest. We're rooting for you. Alrighty, so down this comes. Be like, this is great. Why did I bother with detail when I could just cover everything with hair? It's not a tactic I'm used to. For obvious reasons, if you know me. Still, I always remember the first time people got a good look at me was during the Ice Bucket Challenge. And I got challenged, and yeah, it was not a great video. I thought it was pretty silly. Silly in a bad way. It's like, this is just forcing someone to do a routine when you could have done so much more. But people were surprised that I was fat, bald, and white. Someone was actually surprised I was white, and I just thought, have I ever given the impression otherwise? I just do not understand this craziness. So yeah, it was a while before I had any confidence to go to a convention without a mask on. And I don't mean COVID, I mean a disguise. Because people did not want au naturel Silver-Quill. They wanted the hippogriff or whatever they imagined I would look like. Of course, the next step is that once I get everything positioned, I will try to dirty it up a little. Cartoon Cat Girl, you're surprised that I'm not an English teacher. That's interesting. What makes you think I would be well suited to be an English teacher? I mostly speak English and bad English. And I'm more fluent in bad English. Ooh, I should have said I'm more fluenter. And then just a few stray locks off the top of his noggin. Oh, we're coming up in the final few minutes. Ah, yes, this will indeed take me into most of the evening to finish this off, but I'm not complaining. It's an interesting attempt. Save my work, not a bad idea. Did it save? Oops, spinny beach ball. There we go. Saving, 94%. Still at 94. There we go. Oh, Adam Leisman, I appreciate the compliment saying that I'm smart, curious, and do a lot of reading. But I'll let y'all in a little secret. A lot of what I read, at least fiction-wise, is audiobooks. Great for when you're driving around or working on a project. Ah, yes, and Cartoon Cat Girl mentions, I reference literature and influential people in history. Well, I'm learning and really, I guess, think more of my videos as a book report on what I've learned and trying to apply it to the modern day. K-pop Demon Hunters, for example, great example of the three goddesses archetype. Alrighty. Woof. That's looking good. It's looking properly blonde. The sequel to Legally Blonde and Legally Blonde 2. Properly blonde. The blondening. Just call me Blonde Solo. I'm really just trying to keep the idea going. Now then, can I combine all these into one shape? Okay, now let's see what happens when I add a stroke to all these luscious locks. You're gonna get something crazy, I'm sure. Okay. Well, certainly, certainly different. I'll say that much. Got lots to work on, to fine-tune a finesse. I'll throw up a copy on Twitter and Blue Sky of what the final product will look like. Assuming I can get it done. Oh, pardon me, I started yawning. Oh dear, Cartoon Cat Girl. You took a nasty fall while trying to take your mom's dog outside. Oh, you've been having a rough go. I'm sorry for that. Have you had someone look at the arm, make sure there isn't something deeper than a sprain involved? Here we go. Just gotta... Oh, yeah. There it is, the dreaded triangle. How do I solve this dreaded triangle? Well, I taper the point and then just expand the width on the outsides. And it usually works. There we go. So yeah, a lot of work to be done, but we'll make it happen. We'll get there. But with this, it is now the top of the hour, and I thank you all for taking the time to hear me out, to watch me work my weirdness, to talk about things both funny and terrifying. But all that going on. Oh, one quick one from Dirty Dab. Did I watch K-pop Demon Hunters? Well, Dab, you may not be a fan of the K-pop music or the art style, but it is a pretty well done story. So, I guess it's a pick your poison kind of deal. But I found it very nice and very enjoyable. So I hope you would like it too. And keep in mind, I'm not much of a K-pop fan myself. Though I will say I do like how happy and energetic Japanese music seems to be. I get very tired of American being so sad. So sad. But anyway, everyone, the last weekend in September, I hope it's a fun one. I hope you get to do whatever feels right and natural for you, whatever helps you celebrate. So I will look forward to seeing you all once again and keep working towards the next video. So until then, Be safe and be well. I'm Silver-Quill.